Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Huddle.
And we talk about football here.
We do, and the football season is officially over. All 32 teams are at 0-0. They're all competing now for the Super Bowl next year. All teams are eligible to win the Super Bowl, unless you're the Browns, Giants, or Cowboys.
Steelers too, probably.
Yeah, probably the Steelers. Yeah, the Bears, for some reason, already have better odds to win the Super Bowl. I think we're at plus 6,000, and the Bears were at like plus 4,600, which is really dumb. And ESPN has us ranked 17th going in the next season, which sucks too. But they always doubt, they're always wrong, and then it's the same outcome.
Yeah.
Every single year. Yeah. But every team's 0-0, so let's see here in the offseason, re-signing period, franchise tag period coming up here soon. And let's see who really wants to win the Lombardi Trophy next year. But today's playbook, we got NFL news. We're just going to talk about the Super Bowl, of course, and then finish off with a steel curtain session. Elijah is currently updating the script, so are we changing anything? Or
Nope.
Okay, great. Gotcha. All right, well, let's get into some NFL news. Kellen Moore, offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles, has just finalized a deal to become the new head coach of the New Orleans Saints after, of course, his very, very applaudable performance as the coordinator this year for this Eagles offense. The Jets, they are moving on from Aaron Rodgers, and I really, really, really want to talk about the Jets. Why this is a great thing, but we have off season to do that because this is still the season, and we already did our final call on the Jets, so I can't. And then, of course, Devondre Campbell, his suspension is lifted. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't remember what he did.
I don't remember either. So.
Oh, he was the one who walked off the field.
Did he? Okay.
With the Niners.
That's right.
That was
that's right.
Quit on their team. All right, well, that was your NFL news for the week. There's probably some other stuff that happened. Oh, well, here's the news. Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl champions, defeated the Chiefs 40-22. I was not far off on my prediction. I predicted a total of 62 points. 62 points were scored. Just, 6 points off on either side. So,
congratulations to you and all your success.
And let's just talk about this too. Kenny Pickett. He has now not just more passes attempted, or snaps, or playing time, or anything. He now has more Super Bowl rings than Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow.
Wow.
He's got as many Super Bowl rings as Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson.
Wow.
He's just one behind. Or are you going to keep on just saying, wow?
Yep. Wow.
Okay. Once again, the Steeler part of me is not, thrilled, but the Pitt part of me is like, heck yeah, bro. Best quarterback ever.
Yeah, the Steelers part of me is like, and then the West Virginia part of me is like,
Yeah, big deal.
So, I mean, he did say he would be in a Super Bowl and win it, and that he did do. It is unfortunate to see that another former Steeler wins a Super Bowl without us. I mean, that's AB, Le'Veon Bell,
Garrett Blunt.
Juju Smith.
Not James Harrison.
That is true. But yeah. Did you say Emmanuel Sanders?
No, but he did. Yeah. Did Mike Wallace win one with the Ravens?
I don't think he did, no.
I don't think he did. I think he was still with us. I'm not sure. Anyways, let's get into some Super Bowl recap. Once again, Eagles defeated the Chiefs 40-22. Let's just, before we get into any of our takeaways from the game, let's just look at some of the stats. Mahomes, stat-wise, doesn't look awful. 21 of 32, 257, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Hurts, on the other hand, 17 of 22, 221. He had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Running wise for him, he had 11 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown. Saquon, not by any means his best game. We all know that stat. It's now been 19 games, playoff wise, that the Chiefs have not let up a 100-yard rusher. Saquon had 25 carries, 57 yards. That's it, no touchdowns for him. So,
Wow.
I don't know. What's your initial thought on the Super Bowl?
Well, my initial thought is it's one of those, for Mahomes, the stats are just because he was down by so much.
And was playing backups at the end of the game.
Yeah, so.
Like, Xavier Worthy, 8 catches, 157, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, nothing special.
He's stat padding at the end of the game. You know,
yeah, and DeAndre Hopkins.
Like, Chris Paul, was this the dagger? I'm like, that was literally them at the end of the game. So.
DeAndre Hopkins honestly had a bad game, but he had a touchdown.
Even that touchdown, the Eagles weren't really trying, you know?
Yeah, no. So, just a terrible performance for the Chiefs. I mean, you didn't even see Kelce too much. 4 catches, 39 yards. Barely seen in the first half. So, we didn't even get to see Taylor Swift too much. One time, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, just one time.
So,
and then I think the only time they saw him in the stadium, they booed her. So, Go Eagles fans, I guess. What did I say, though, Elijah? What did I say? The only thing that loses the Eagles is the Super Bowl. Well, the Super Bowl was in the Eagles' hands. No, hold up.
Yeah, I don't even remember. So
okay, what I said last week was Philly's defense is what is going to control this game. They will be the deciding factor, which I believe they were. 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, 6 sacks, tied for second all time in Super Bowl. And then I also said, you know, Sirianni, if he doesn't make any dumb mistakes, and he did not. He, from, I guess, the coaching standpoint, made some pretty big play calls. I thought he was an idiot right off the bat when they chucked a deep ball to A.J. Brown on, what was it, 3rd down and 2?
Yeah.
Like, run it up the gut, drag route to Goddard, out route to Devontae Smith, you know, and they threw it deep. I was like, okay, Sirianni, what are you doing today? And that penalty was, but refs called a fair game too.
They did. There wasn't really anything too much on for the Chiefs, unless it was on Jake Elliott kicks. But other than that, I mean, pretty not so bad game, I guess, for the refs. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to see the Chiefs lose. Not nice to see the Eagles win, but
yeah, but it was a successful hate watch. So
yeah, the funny thing, like this Super Bowl was all about hate. Hate both teams. Kendrick Lamar hate for Drake. So anyway,
yeah,
yep. Cooper DeJean, we didn't talk about him.
Yeah, well, I was just about to bring him up. First player to ever score a touchdown on his birthday.
Wow.
In the Super Bowl.
It could have been Saquon, too.
Could have been Saquon. I was surprised, man. I was really, really surprised. He didn't even have a touchdown. But
yeah,
Hurts looked really, really good. He looked really good. And speaking of, before we go on more about Cooper DeJean, Devonta Smith had 4 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown. Then A.J. Brown had 3 catches, 43 yards, and a touchdown. Both of them had 5 targets. So it was the deep ball that Hurts had to Smith that really like put the nail in the coffin. And before the ball was even there, I saw A.J. Brown put his hands up, like already celebrating. And I feel like, I know it's a big game, so you're all going to be like really tight in it. But I felt like with every single game in the playoffs, the Eagles got a little bit better. And they got a little bit closer. And they realized, hey, we can't be crying about if I'm not getting targets or not. I can't be crying about my book sitting on the sideline over there. Like, they actually realized if we're a team, we're not just individuals running out there. Our team's just not 3 big guys. It takes everybody. And they realized that. I feel like that's probably the biggest reason why they did win the Super Bowl.
For sure.
And I feel like the Chiefs, watching them out there, they were too individualistic. It was Mahomes. I mean, that offensive line was awful. They were terrible.
It was. Yeah. It was like watching the Buccaneers Chiefs Super
Yeah,
Bowl,
yeah, it was
except that their O line is healthy and like way better than it was that year.
absolutely.
So
I mean, the Eagles D line is that good though. They really are.
yeah,
And my mom, who likes football, would say she knows pretty much next to nothing at the level we do about football. She's seen her fair share of high school football games. She said that's what it looked like. She said I was sitting there
yeah,
watching it, and she said it just looked like one of those high school games that if you're from southwestern Pennsylvania like us, Friday Night Lights is a big thing. It's just watching the team that you know is better just came more prepared, had better players, and they beat down. Like the
yeah,
Eagles just were dominant the whole game.
yeah. They really did look like the Super Bowl champions. They looked like the best team in the league.
Yeah,
Like no one would stop them, and no one did. So yeah, they really are. I mean, you kind of mentioned it before, maybe in videos before that their whole team is like well rounded. Like they have a good quarterback, great running back, great receivers, awesome defense. I mean, there's not really a hole on this team um, compared to like the Chiefs. Maybe they're lacking in receivers a little bit. Running game isn't all that crazy, and then clearly their offensive line was terrible. So um, yeah, they definitely deserve this win, and they got it. So, what do you think about Jalen Hurts getting MVP? You think he deserved that, or is somebody
well,
else you think too?
my guy Cooper DeJean he led the fan votes,
Yeah.
which I think accounts for 25% of the voting towards the MVP.
Oh, okay.
Um, and we never really wrapped up on Cooper DeJean, but yeah, nice
Oh yeah.
touchdown. That's it.
Yeah. Good
For
job,
Cooper.
buddy.
Yeah. Um, but for Hurts, I mean, I know Sweat said he deserved it. I don't know if I agree with that. Unfortunately, if you play on the line, either offensively or defensively, you're not really going to win MVP for anything.
No,
I'm trying to look for Sweat's stats. I think he had 2 sacks.
he had 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I mean,
6 tackles.
yeah, Milton
So,
Williams was pretty nice. He had a strip sack, I'm pretty
yeah,
sure,
and
and
recovered it too.
yeah. So I mean, there were guys definitely, but I mean, statistically, I guess Jalen Hurts and just the way that he controlled the game for the most part.
Right.
But if you're talking about handing off the ball, Kenny Pickett is probably up there in talks for MVP. So
Right. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. 3 rushes, -4 yards.
yeah,
I think he went 0 for 1. Yeah. Yeah, he's great. Um, any surprises? I mean, I would say Jalen Carter didn't even record a stat. He had 2 quarterback hits, and he created pressures, but no stats regarding tackle sacks, tackle for losses, PBUs, any of that stuff.
yeah. I mean, I'm surprised Jake Elliott didn't miss a field goal.
Yeah.
Again, with all the
No,
penalties,
absolutely. Absolutely.
he hasn't been. This hasn't been his greatest season, but he was not bad at all. I mean, he hit all 4 of them. His longest was a 50-yarder, so can't be
Hit all
too
4
mad
extra
about that.
points, too.
Yeah, um,
And I would say
yeah.
another surprise is Harrison Butker did not walk out on that field once.
Wow.
Other than for kickoffs, maybe.
I don't think he does kickoffs though.
I don't think he does. Does Ariza do him?
I think he does. Yeah,
Okay. I wasn't watching that intently into the game.
I wasn't either. I honestly, there are a lot of times in the game where I was just not paying attention at all because
I mean, I
it's
was
not.
watching it. I was.
I was like,
I watched
yeah,
the game, but whenever,
yeah,
my friends are playing pool and darts and stuff in the back, I'm like, okay.
right. Yeah, I went to Sheets at one point in the third because I was like, what? I'm not missing
Well,
anything.
this was like the first time, and I'd say, I don't know, 4 or 5 years we didn't get together for the Super Bowl. What the heck are
That
we
is
doing?
true. Yeah, yeah, that is true. But you know what? There's always next year. I guess
No.
I don't know. No, there's not.
I'll
'Cause
be in
we
Florida,
wouldn't
you'll
be-
be in Virginia.
Yeah, so never mind. There's always in the next 5 years. There will be a
Sometime
time.
soon, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some Super Bowl takeaways.
Wait, I got a really cool ESPN stat for my part. That's my
sure.
last ever football game that I got to watch as a kid because I would be 18 finally. So
Yeah.
ESPN stat of the night.
Thank you. I'm sure Joe Buck would love that.
He would.
He definitely would. All right. Now time for takeaways. Should Kelce retire? Is he done?
Wait, I think he should. I mean, definitely less production this year than probably any one of his years. Yeah, I think this is actually his worst year in his whole career, other than 2013, where it does not look like he played at all. But I think that, I mean, even if you end on that kind of loss, you were still in the Super Bowl, and you're still one of the best tight ends in the league. And then next year, if you suck, if you suck, people are going to start knowing you as you're washed and you weren't that great at the end of the year. I mean, that's what happened to Aaron Rodgers. He's mostly known now for sucking, right? No one's.
I mean, he always did. So.
No, well, no. Well, and Russell Wilson always sucked.
No.
Pull that up. But I think it would be a perfect time, and there's no shame in retiring after entering the Super Bowl. Sure, you got crushed, but again, you were still in it. There were 30 other teams who were not in the Super Bowl, so I mean, you got a girl now, and maybe you should, if you're trying to take that to the next level, maybe it's time to hang it up.
And if you're gonna take it to the next level, please retire, because I'm telling you, nobody wants to see that. So
that's true. So I'm gonna say yes to that. I think it would be a great time now, unless next year you come and put up a insane season, but I just don't see that happening. So
yeah, I don't think he's done yet. Not yet.
No,
I think he'll retire when Reed retires, which I'm assuming is next year. But
okay, we'll see.
Yeah, is this Eagles team one of the best to ever win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, we have definitely talked about super teams before. I mean, like the Rams, the Eagles in 2017, Patriots every year. So, and we already talked about how well-rounded this team is. So I wouldn't say the best ever, but I would say one of the best for sure. I honestly think there could be teams that would beat them. Maybe the Patriots. I could see like some of the old Patriots definitely beating the Eagles, but they definitely had a really good team this year.
Yeah,
nice coaching too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I'm not saying, I'm trying to find the year. Whenever Dallas crushed Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
93, that was it. They beat it was back-to-back years, but they beat them 52-17. Teams like that where they had Emmitt Smith. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if they're going to beat them. I don't know if they're beating Pittsburgh in 2008, or if they're going to beat Seattle. The performance they put up when they only let Denver score 8 points back in 2014. I don't think they're up there, but defensive-wise, if they really wanted to, they could have shut the Chiefs out.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah. They started off 2-2, had a bye week, I'm pretty sure week 4. Sirianni shaves his head. They don't lose a game the rest of the season after that. And I would argue this was one of the, I would say with how much the NFL has changed, I'd put them top 5, maybe top 7 all-time Super Bowl teams. I really do.
I'm okay with that.
Definitely.
So definitely one of the best. I don't know if they're the best, but yeah. Where do you Jalen Hurts got MVP, so where would you put him in like QB rankings? Like, would you put him top
for the
5?
Season or
let's just say I'm gonna say like going into next season. Let's say
Okay.
that. I guess based off his this year's performance, I don't really know how to.
I put him at
Uh,
5.
really,
Yeah. Burrow is
I don't
better
know.
than him.
Yeah, for sure,
Allen is better than him.
for sure.
Jackson is better than him.
Yes.
Mahomes, I would still put over Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
And that's where Hurts falls in at 5.
Okay.
He's better than Purdy. He's better than Herbert.
Jaden Daniels.
Daniels isn't there yet.
Okay.
But here's the thing, right? You put Daniels on the Eagles, and I am fully convinced that he could have had a very similar performance to what Hurts had.
Yeah, so that would make me drop Hurts down.
You think Jaden Daniels is already better than Jalen Hurts?
I think Jaden. Yes, I do.
Okay.
And that's kind of based on this past season. But also, I mean, the Jalen Hurts doesn't really need to do too much because they just hand the ball off to Saquon. So
what you're saying is the Vikings should trade JJ McCarthy to the
yes,
Eagles. Yeah.
for sure. Or Kenny Pickett could just stay starting.
Yeah,
QB.
yeah. Put Kenny in.
Job.
We like Kenny.
So
but here's the argument too: is Baker Mayfield a quote unquote better quarterback?
That's a good point. I honestly, based off this past year, I would definitely put Baker over Jalen Hurts. I think Baker would be my number 5 actually in the league right now.
Okay.
I think Hurts is definitely top 10, but I mean, it's so hard because I even
It's
think
interesting. You put one word, it changes everything. You say dual threat quarterbacks. Hurts, I would say, is probably 2 or 3. Yeah. Interchangeable with Josh Allen. I think we all know Jackson. But even Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
In that conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Because I even think, like, Matthew Stafford could be in my top 10, which is crazy. But I still think he's a good quarterback.
No, he's still good. No, absolutely. He's still good. No, I have absolutely no hate on that. No.
Yeah. And just trying to think who else is there.
He's better than Jordan Love. Sorry, hate to break it to you.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that.
Better than Kyler. He's better than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I'd say he's better than Stroud.
Yeah, based on this past year, definitely. Stroud didn't do.
Oh, Stroud had better stats than him.
Yeah, I guess.
And I'm not just going to say, Jalen Hurts was the greatest quarterback of all time because he put up a good game in the Super Bowl. It's now 2 times in the Super Bowl he's played really, really well.
Yeah.
Like,
and he played well in the playoffs. He played well in that championship game, too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, absolutely he did. So I think when you let Hurts play his game, because he said early on in the season, Sirianni wasn't letting him play. He felt like he was, I think, in a cage, he said. Those were the words he said. And I feel like when Sirianni let him out, he was able to ball out. And does that mean your identity of the team changes a little bit because Saquon's not going to get as many carries or he'll not get as many yards? It could. But whenever I saw Saquon early on in the game tell his teammates to chill out and calm down about that A.J. Brown pass interference call, and even what I've seen from Saquon this season, he's a leader. And I could care less. I think he cares less about the stats because he already told Sirianni early on in the season. He said I think he was like 15 yards away from his season high, and he said, "Nah, let the other guys get their stats."
Yeah,
Saquon is too much of a leader, too much of a team player. He wants a ring more than personal accolades. Yeah. And so I feel Hurts is a really interesting character. He really is.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't know about top 5. I would love to put him up there. I honestly, for as much as I do love Jaden Daniels, I'm not sure if I can put him over Hurts. I feel like I should. I don't know. Drop a comment. What's your top 5? Where does Jalen Hurts rank?
Yeah, we'll have to rank our starting quarterbacks.
Going into the offseason too.
We got time for sure. Would you put Bo Nix over
Hurts? No.
Yeah.
Absolutely really? No.
Okay.
No. Bo Nix needs about another season and a half, 2 years. Till he is top 5 in my book. I don't even know if he will be. go with some of the guys. But to answer the question, finally, if you have to put a number on it, give me Hurts at 6.
I'll go
or
7.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go in the top 10 for sure.
For sure. Yeah. Top 8. We'll give you that.
Okay. Top 9.
He's a top 32 quarterback. Okay.
All right.
Steel curtain session. Here we go.
Steelers.
Here we go.
We hired a defensive back coordinator.
Can he play left tackle, though? Oh, bro, I'm cooking.
They not like us. All right. Let's first talk about a trade rumor in Debo Samuel.
No. There was only ever one Debo to play for that team, or this team, and it was James Harrison. It's the only Debo we need. I seriously have no reason why that's his nickname. I don't even know.
I don't know either. It wasn't. I mean, yeah.
We were youngins.
Yeah, we were young.
No. Because we spent, I would say, 4 months of our lives on a bipolar emotional race, like roller coaster of Brandon Ayuk is finalizing a deal. No, they want Alex Highsmith. Oh, we're going to send him 7 first-round picks? No, actually, we're going to get him for a 5th. Like, I'm done trying to trade for 49ers receivers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this again. Just draft Ibuka. Please, just do it.
I heard someone describe him as a good replacement for Cordell Patterson in Arthur Smith's
Don't like him
offense.
at this point. I mean...
Yeah. And I mean, I guess that makes sense. But we also still have Cordell Patterson on a contract, so I don't know if we want to do
just
that.
the 1 year. He's up.
Yeah, so...
I saw a stat, too. It's like we picked him up like 45 minutes after the rule change happened. And I think we were like 27th or something. Like bottom of the league.
Yeah, for sure. And we helped Mike Tomlin worked with Madden for the kickoff thing, and like we did nothing, so...
Yeah. Just reflects typical Steelers.
Sure.
Debo, if he shows up, cool. But I'm not spending any more than a 3rd-round pick on him.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's got an expensive contract. I don't know that I want to pay that. So
no, and he would only be a receiver on our team.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless if we resign Najee or not, he would only be a receiver. He's not splitting a backfield with Najee and Warren. And
assuming we send them both.
Yeah. And Fields, if we keep Fields, yeah, he would be a receiver. So if he wants to cry, then I don't want him.
Yeah. We got a new defensive back coach. I forgot his name. Gerald Alexander.
Gerald Alexander, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Great. I mean, our secondary sucked last year, so...
Yeah. I would blame that on Terrell Austin. And we're keeping our offensive line coach, too.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That ruined my day.
Yep. So won't be any different next year.
No, probably not. 10-7 first round exit.
Yep.
Talking about a crappy defense, though, this kind of leads into our next point, which I'll start off unless you want to.
No, go ahead.
What's the difference between the Eagles and the Steelers? Like, what do they have? Well, there's a lot of things they have that we don't. But let's start off right here. Elijah, please tell me, when you bring in one of the most experienced and best defensive coordinators in the league, or defensive minds in the league, as your defensive coordinator, what happens?
You usually win a Super Bowl.
And that's what the Eagles did. Brought in Vic Fangio, won a freaking Super Bowl.
Yep.
They built the pieces.
They also have
on the draft. Quinion Mitchell in the draft.
Yep. The funny thing is, they didn't even need Cooper DeJean, but they got him anyway because he fell there, and I'm not sure why nobody picked him up when they had the
Yeah.
chance. So.
I don't know how he fell that much. I was I was astonished whenever I saw Mitchell and DeJean. I was like, wow, the Eagles got a steal.
Yeah.
But they brought back C.J. Gardner-Johnson, a guy that knows the system, likes the team. They still have Darius Slay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even going to... So secondary-wise, they're much, much better than us.
Yeah.
Middle linebacker-wise, Zach Bond,
Uh,
I would say, is better than Patrick Queen.
yeah, but I wouldn't say everybody else in their
No.
linebackers are better than our linebacker group.
No.
I think Peyton Wilson definitely adds
Probably
to that.
has a
And
better...
Landon Roberts, too.
Landon Roberts. I don't know. I'm like iffy on him. But, and you go to that defensive line, I know it's probably biased. Name value wise, our defensive line is better than theirs.
Really?
I think so.
Let's.
Jalen Carter, yeah, he's pretty nasty. Nolan Smith, I think he's an outside linebacker, right?
Yeah, he is.
N'Kobe Dean, they got Brandon Graham. Who's the other one? The other Georgia guy they drafted.
Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis, yeah.
Milton Williams, though, he's been really good this year. He had 2 sacks and the forced fumble in the Super Bowl.
But if you're comparing that to Alex Heisman, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, and
Larry Ogunjobi
would make a big move over the offseason for another end.
I'm still going the Eagles' defensive line.
I would way rather. From what we've seen, yeah, because they have a system that they can work in.
Yeah, but they
have the secondary to cover just long enough so Jalen Carter can go in there and get a sack.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like they're more explosive players than like Larry Ogunjobi or Montravius Adams.
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously. That's why I would way rather have that defense than I would our defense. So
you put Vic Fangio on our team, do you think we're doing the same thing? Or we still few pieces away?
No, I think we're doing better. I honestly think we'll have a way better defense. I think there'd be more. I mean, what? Actually, Vic Fangio didn't even rush. He didn't do any blitzes that much. I don't think. I think he did a 4-man rush too. So maybe I don't know how that would go.
It's because, like I said, if your DBs can cover long enough that your defensive line can break through and get a sack, then cool.
Yeah.
If your defensive line can break through quick enough that your secondary's got good enough coverage, it'll force a bad throw. You get a pick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not rocket science.
No.
But somehow to the Steelers, this is the most complicated thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a defensive-minded coach who wins games. Cool.
Yeah.
We're really, really mid at it. We're really, really mid at winning games. So.
Yeah. It's true. We definitely need. I really hate that Terrell Austin is still our coordinator, but what am I going to do about it other than complain? We definitely need some secondary help. So, again, hopefully that coach helps us out. But, yeah, we're definitely far away. We can talk about offense. We don't have a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I was going to say, aside from defense, yeah. Well, I mean, we don't have the best running back in the league either. We don't have a number 2 receiver.
We don't have a good O-line.
No.
So,
and we don't have a coach in.
We don't have a coach that's willing.
Better than Tomlin. He's not.
No, but
we don't have a coach that's pushing the team.
Or
we have a
willing
coach that players come
aside.
In because they like him.
Yeah, or willing to step aside and let our coordinators do their job rather than standing in and having some influence. I think.
But where's the Kellen Moores for the Steelers?
Exactly.
Where's the Ben Johnsons for the Steelers? Where's the Aaron Glenns? Where's the Vic Fangios? Why are we stuck in this rotation? If they suck, fire them.
Yeah. Wow.
It's once again, it's not rocket science. Terrell Austin should have been fired this past season. Like before the season even started, we should have brought somebody else in.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just too slow. We are too slow on everything. And by the time we want to make a change, we're stuck on 30-year-old quarterbacks that are out of their prime. Another quarterback that rotted away in Chicago for 4 years of his life. And we have no wide receiver options because we want Mike Williams, who got pushed out of New York.
Yeah.
2 steps behind on everything.
Yeah, so what's the difference between the Steelers and the Eagles? Just about everything.
Everything. Every freaking thing. And let's start with GMs, too. I love Omar Khan, but I don't even know I forget his name. But props to the Eagles GM because he built a super team.
He did.
He knew he knew he's taking a gamble paying both A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith the contracts they were on. He knew he was taking a gamble at the time, starting Jalen Hurts those final couple games of the regular season over Carson Wentz.
Mm-hmm. Howie
he knew he was
Roseman
taking a gamble, paying Saquon this much money, and it paid off.
Yeah.
The defense that they drafted first round and second round over the past few years, it's paid off.
And even just being willing to move on from coaches. Doug Peterson who won a Super Bowl for them. So
it paid off.
Yeah, exactly. And moving on from a quarterback like Carson Wentz, who, again, almost won MVP and technically brought them to a Super Bowl. And drafting Jalen Hurts when they, again, had Carson Wentz, who almost won MVP and kind of led them to a Super Bowl.
They go out and get risky. Traded for A.J. Brown on draft night.
Yeah, and
a few years ago.
The difference is that they're not willing to make the playoffs every year. They want to win the Super Bowl every year. So that's another difference between us.
Say it again.
They are not willing to just make the playoffs every year, have a winning season. They want to win a Super Bowl every year.
Yep.
And that's the difference between us. So, really, the problem is Mike Tomlin.
At this point, it is.
Mm-hmm. As much as I don't like saying that because I like Mike Tomlin.
So no, I love Tomlin. I really love Tomlin
for sure. But he's probably more of a.
Keep him on the roster. Make him a defensive coordinator if you want to keep him that bad.
Mm-hmm. Or just as a motivational speaker. Yeah. Just a motivational speaker, and that'll be fine.
Right. Or even like Arthur Smith. Crap's coming out about him and Russell Wilson not getting along. He's not allowed to change plays. Bro won a freaking Super Bowl. Went back to another one just his third year in the league. You're telling him he can't call plays and change plays.
Well,
this is what happens when you call tosses on 3rd and 8.
To be fair, I mean, even if Russ was calling different plays, it didn't work. So I don't.
He wasn't allowed. Arthur Smith didn't want him to.
Okay. Well, I mean, if I'm sure that quarterback can change a play in the middle of.
I mean, he probably can, yeah, but if there was already tension, he's not trying to. They're trying to win, and Russ isn't the type of guy to keep on pushing people's limits. I feel like he's a pretty respectful guy. Hey, look what happened when Kenny Pickett changed the play. Touchdown to George Pickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's definitely different because Matt Canada was way worse. So.
Arthur Smith might not be any better.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, his tosses to Najee are like the jet sweeps to our wide receivers. So for Matt Canada, I almost forgot his name. So yeah, again, difference between the two teams is everything. The similarities is that they both play in Pennsylvania, and they both had Kenny Pickett on their team.
Yeah, so that's probably about it.
Yep. So maybe next year will be different, but I'm willing to bet that
it's not.
All right. Anything else?
Well, it says bullet point Kenny Pickett.
Oh yeah.
So I have no clue what you want to talk about, but go ahead and take it away because I'm really interested.
Well, I think we kind of already talked about him, and that was kind of my point. So, should we have kept him?
No.
Yeah. All right. I guess that would be it then.
Yeah. Coming up here on the Huddle, we have our Huddle Awards.
Oh.
Honestly, forgot about that.
I did too.
Yeah, but Huddle Awards will be coming up. We'll be talking about the Jets, Don't worry. Titans, we're going to be discussing their first-round pick, what they should do with it, sitting at number 1 overall here in the upcoming weeks.
So it sounds like you're saying mock draft season?
Yep, mock drafts. You should have already started it. You should have already started them, Elijah.
I did. I'm on
okay, good.
10 already.
And then, of course, draft recap, our predictions. That's all later into the year. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for doing the season here on the Huddle with us. It's been an honor.
Yes.
Not going to lie, I'm not sure how much longer this thing's going to go on.
No. But what we do know is that we appreciate all your support in listening to us.
Yeah.
Just yap about football.
And we're not done yet because we have one other thing we need to talk about.
Oh, what's that?
So, obviously, my favorite quarterback of all time played with the team this year. Elijah, will your favorite quarterback play with the team next year? No? Great.
Absolutely not.
Deshaun Elliott said it. He said on Aaron Rodgers to keep his blank in the retirement home. You can fill in the blank or look up, whatever.
We're not recommending that you look it up, but
it's not like
if you wanted to.
Awful. But yes, Deshaun Elliott, not a fan of
him in Pittsburgh.
Aaron Rodgers coming to Pittsburgh. So, Aaron Rodgers. What team did Aaron Rodgers play for, Elijah?
The Jets.
So basically, right, you have Aaron Glenn. You bring him in as the new head coach. And you're not going to stop me? I'm allowed to talk about the Jets? Are you kidding me?
I really wanted to see where this was going.
All right, I'm not talking about the Jets. That's your teaser for 3 weeks or something. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Levi Jenkins, alongside here with Elijah Cower. We will see you all next week.
Peace.
You didn't do the break?
I didn't do the break. No, I didn't, because I knew you would.
No, I wasn't going to make it.
Oh, okay. Well, break.
That was so dumb. So stupid. I don't even understand why you even thought that was a good idea.
Because it's like the Huddle when you say break.
Add the sound. There's probably a sound out there somewhere.
Yeah, but it's cooler when I say it, right? Because it's me. And it's
you're a cool dude.
Because I always said peace. So, I replaced it.
Break.
There's no peace. There's no peace. There's only break.
Huh?
There's no peace in this world. There's only broken hearts.
We'll see you on that.